Hi, I'm Alpha, and here's my 5-minute take on the world as I start the clock for you. And thank you for listening, watching, wherever you may be. Particular thanks to Dan in California. I started the clock because I do hope to stick to 5 minutes today, or pretty close anyway. Not go over like I did yesterday with my grandfather's prayer and wishes for my granddaughter TJ. Dan, thank you for your comments. They are appreciated. It is a day of contradiction, I guess, around our household, a day of emotion, because we honor the 1 week of life of our granddaughter TJ, and at the same time we remember and honor the life of our son TJ, who passed away 1 year ago today. It reminds me that we are living in a world of contradictions, and we'll get into that in just a bit, but right now, the brain stretcher question for today for you. According to a study at University of Chicago, women who possess this are much more likely to suffer memory loss in old age. What is it that women possess that could lead to memory loss as they get older? We'll have the answer for that in about 4 minutes. Now, the contradictory world we live in, there is some good news. Apparently, BP has been able to cap the gusher in the Gulf of Mexico, and seemingly, till further tests are run, there is no oil gushing now into the Gulf. That's great news. I have to also say that what a feat it is. I'm certainly no engineer, and it's beyond my intelligence level, at how they can dig a relief well that goes a mile under the surface of the ocean and then deep into the ocean floor, and can find the very pipe that had been leading to this gusher and find a way to cap it by pumping cement into it. The engineering feat there astounds me. At the same time, we have to keep a jaundiced eye on BP, because there could be a relationship with their having aided in the release of this al-Megrahi, the Lockerbie bomber. For some reason, last year, Scotland Yard said the guy's suffering from cancer, so in a humanitarian gesture, we're going to let him go. He killed several hundred Americans by bringing down a Pan Am flight over Scotland. And now he's received a hero's welcome in Libya, his home country, and is living the life of a celebrity there. And it turns out, not even that sick. He could live another 10, 20 years. And it could be that BP, because they wanted to get some drilling leases off of Libya, helped arrange the whole thing. It's a world of contradiction in which we really don't know who to believe or why you're telling us this story. Our own government suing Arizona because they say they are contradicting laws that are peculiar and particular to the federal government in protecting our borders. Yet, they're not protecting the borders. And Arizona counters, well, this does not go counter to the laws of the federal government. In fact, it enhances the laws of the federal government. And yet, the federal government says you're breaking the law by enhancing federal law. At the same time, sanctuary cities, and even some sanctuary states, totally ignore federal law and allow immigrants to come and go as they please without any sort of repercussion. So ignoring a federal law is breaking it, but that's okay. But enforcing a federal law and reinforcing it is not okay. Hardly makes sense to me. It hardly makes sense that people like Whoopi Goldberg would argue that Mel Gibson, even though he hurls racial epithets at the drop of a hat, is not a racist, yet people who are members of a teabag party or a teabag organization, who are ordinary Americans who simply want representative government to be representative, are racist. Those things are total contradictions to me that make no sense. Our federal government, it is argued, got more restrictive under George Bush, and yet the restrictions are piling on now under the Obama administration, and we're totally ignoring them. Do you know this? Do you know that in 2014 you will have to be on an electronic registry that tells the government your body mass index? Yeah, it was passed as part of a stimulus bill. How it got there, I don't know. But they're going to enforce it, according to Kathleen Sebelius. What are they going to do? I mean, they're going to stop you and say, we're going to have to put you on a scale? And illegal aliens are saying that asking for ID is an invasion of their privacy and their rights? Well, this leads to the answer to the brain stretcher question, because University of Chicago researchers determined that women with fat bottoms, apparently, are more likely to suffer memory loss. Wide hips leads to memory loss. University of Chicago, Obama's relationship there, I don't know, because they're fighting this battle to make sure you are not obese anymore. Oh, in fact, did you hear this? Their own personal chef is now a senior policy advisor, the health food czar. You're paying for him now. They were paying for him before, but now you are. It's a world of contradictions. And on this day of contradiction in our household, I hope you'll keep us in your thoughts and prayers. That would be appreciated as well. We'll see you next time.